Great rising family. Good morning, joyous rising, happy rising, happy moon day. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to have a short podcast today because I have a 10 o'clock show to do with someone from Italy, and then I have an 11 o'clock show. So if you have time, please join me at 11 o'clock a.m. at Patriot Party News Network, where I will join the host, um, Gold Star Mother Susan Price, and we will be talking about the transference of wealth and our new quantum financial system. So, blessed day, everyone. Joyous rising. I hope everyone is doing well. Actually, I did have some news about the dinar. Please try to watch my show that I broadcasted on yesterday, the live I did on yesterday. It was some good news. Yes. So, good morning, great rising. Hello. I am so excited to be here, everybody. Please remember to join me at PPN News or Patriot Party News at 11 o'clock this morning. I hope everybody is doing well and superbly and well rested. Um, oh wow, celebration of the RV. No, I didn't hear that. So, family, what I wanted to talk to you today about is the Super Bowl. And I generally don't watch the Super Bowl. In fact, I didn't see it even yesterday, but I was interested in it once I heard who was playing. So I heard that the Chiefs were playing against the Eagles, and immediately I knew that the Chiefs would win because of the era that we're living in right now. Yes. So, good morning, check in family. Let us all know where you're checking in from. Thank you so much, Matthew Drigario. It's always good to see you. May the Creator bless you with prosperity and peace. As a matter of fact, I thank all of you all, Matthew, and all of you all who send a super sticker, a super chat, a financial blessing of any sort. Many of you have sent financial contributions and blessings to my Cash App. So I appreciate you, and I never want to take advantage of that or take you lightly because you don't have to give of your resources. So thank you so much. Good morning. Today is Monday, February the 13th, 2023, and the time is 9:32 a.m. Hi, Texas, Michigan. I see you in the house. Florida is here. New York, good morning. Wisconsin's in the house. Hello, everybody. It's so good to be here, and it's so good to be seen. As my husband used to say, I'd rather be seen than viewed, like viewed at a funeral home. Hi, I see our good friend Ron Freeland. Freeland is in the house. He's the one who recorded his conversation with Siri, and he asked her, when will the world reserve currencies and the RV take place? And she said that there was a date, the considered date, for January the 30th, I think she said, or 31st. And we did hear some good news, exactly as Siri said on that day. And that was when we heard that El Sudani came out and said that he was returning the value of the dinar to its normal value. So if you all missed my podcast from yesterday, go Chiefs, then oh my gosh, you got to go see it because it is breaking news. And that news was about how delegates from the United States Treasury Department and delegates from the Federal Reserve met in Washington, D.C., with delegates from the Central Bank of Iraq. And that conversation was about an electronic platform that we would help to oversee and manage for the CBI, the Central Bank of Iraq, as it relates to transference of cash from the Central Bank of Iraq to other countries all over the world. So you got to see that podcast because it's just letting us know that things are moving along. Hi, Sister Belinda. Good morning. Grand rising, joyous rising to you all. It is an amazing, fabulous day. So many wonderful things are going on. I appreciate the blessing. Thank you so much, Sister. May the Creator bless you with prosperity and peace. Hi, Lori. Hi, Memphis. Memphis saying hello. Michigan is in the house. So you all know here on this channel that whatever goes on in the sports arena is actually either a prediction or confirmation. So we know that the sports that we see on television, by now we all know it's rigged, or I should say allegedly rigged, right? So they usually are telling a story. Of course, during the halftime, they'll have some type of shows. And my granddaughter and I actually didn't get to watch the Super Bowl. I don't allow them to watch television, and neither do their parents, and unless it's something productive or educational. And nowadays you have to watch that too. But so we were watching a Super Bowl from the 1990s, a Super Bowl halftime show where Michael Jackson was performing Black or White, and it was a beautiful show. He's singing, he's dancing, everybody's excited, and it's benevolent, and it's talking about how, people from all races should come together. And I mean, and at the grand finale of his halftime show, he shows a white hand and a black hand coming together, like shaking hands. And his message was that all races, whether you're black or white, or you classify as either, must come together in love. I don't know what happened to those messages where we don't hear them anymore. So now on Super Bowl halftimes and halftime shows, you see a lot of satanic rituals. Hi, somebody called me Dr. Elegance. I love that. Thank you. But now you see satanic rituals. And I don't know what happened last night, but one of my girlfriends said Rihanna saying, "B better have my money. Pay me what you owe me." That's funny. So maybe they're talking about the transference of wealth. But all jokes aside, we had the Chiefs playing against the Eagles. And I didn't see the game. I don't watch TV, but I was asking people, keep me abreast of what's going on. And then I went to my computer to check in online, and I saw it was closed, and I saw it was like 35-35, and I was like, they playing with us. But I took to my Facebook page and I said, look, once I heard those two teams were playing, I became interested. And I said, my bet is on the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are going to win. And I called my children. I said, the Chiefs are going to win because the Eagles, I don't know anything about how well the two teams play, but the Eagles and that bird represents, or is the national symbol of the United States Incorporated. And it became a national symbol, I believe, in the late 1700s during the 18th century. So, yes, exactly. So it is a whole new era. It's a whole new era now where the republic is being restored. So all the ego energy, or those countries that identify with the eagle as a national symbol, it is their rule and their time has come to an end. And now it's time for the indigenous energy and indigenous government, which here in America is the republic that was based on the Iroquois nation, and the Constitution was based on the Iroquois and indigenous laws. So it is time for the Eagles' reign to cease. It's over for them. So when I took to my social media platform, I called my children, I said, the Chiefs have to win because this is symbolic. Whenever they have sports, they're telling a story. They're either predicting again or they're confirming what we already know. So it is the indigenous people's turn. And when I mean their turn, it's the principles of the land: peace, love, freedom, joy, all of that, a community working together in peace, and even working together with other nations to bring about a unified, harmonious, balanced planet. That is the time in which we're living now. So this is why the Chiefs won. Now, I was told a long time ago, and you all, I'm very interested, Divine Rising, my love, I'm very interested in seeing what you all have been taught. But I was taught a long time ago that eagles are a very sacred animal, and even in the indigenous people's cultures and according to many tribes, but the cultures that utilize the eagle as their national symbol actually were the more barbaric cultures, the more, and I mean here in the Western hemisphere, the Western, during this timeline, the Western nations, they were more um, barbaric. They overtook people. They were more of a warrior type people, whereas those people who had dragon energy and serpent energy were more peaceful. And so, what I was taught as a young person was that all of the ego countries would collapse because they usurped power from the dragon countries and from the serpent countries. So you see, thank you. So you see, dragons and serpents actually are the same. So a lot of people are afraid of or they hate the snakes, actually based on their religious training and teaching, and also based on how people have said snakes are, they're slimy, they're slithery, they're conniving, they're wicked. So people have that idea about serpent culture, serpent energy, but ancient history, pre-biblical history taught that serpent energy was wise. That's why they call it cunning. You are, when you're wise, you are cunning. And just cunning, I just mean you're very calculated. You take your time. You don't rush to judgment. You don't control people. You don't take over them. So serpent energy was, again, it is indicative of being wise, calculated, sacred, intuitive, and all those type of energies. And those people who had that serpentine energy were peaceful, loving, and harmonious. So this is what I was taught. And so what happened is when you had some of these other cultures to come and take over those peaceful serpentine energetic nations, they then not only took over their nation, but then they actually put the ego over those nations. And the ego actually represented their energy, so they usurped the energy from the indigenous peoples. And so now we don't have a lot of serpentine type cultures. And so again, the serpent and the dragon, same animal, same energy, same symbol. So you'll hear people speak very evil and meanly about serpents and serpent energy, but they get excited about dragons. They'll talk about the Chinese dragon family and they get all excited. Oh, the ancient Chinese dragon family is going to fund our trust and they're going to give us riches. But they don't know that the dragon and the serpent are the same. And so, I would encourage us in this time to really consider that how we've been taught, and to consider that a lot of things we've been taught is actually the opposite. So my thesis is that whereas we've been taught that the serpent is evil, that actually those nations that had serpent energy and dragon energy were peaceful. Now, that's not to say anything about evil about the ego, but the ego was just a symbol that was chosen from the Western culture, but their time has come to an end. Their whole empire has collapsed. And now it's time for the indigenous people to rise again. And it's time for their government, the republic, to be restored. So they're just confirming what we already know. And yes, China is not bad. China has a lot of dragon energy, a lot of dragon families, a lot of ancient dragon culture and philosophies, a lot of ancient dragon money. It's not the country that's malevolent or bad. It's not the nation. It's not the energy. It's not the money. None of that. People had an issue with the Chinese Communist Party, which is separate from the Chinese dynasty and the ancient Chinese dynasty. So how long is it going to take? I'm not sure, family. So I just wanted to show you something quickly because I do have a podcast to do shortly. Let me show you what these dragon nations are. But first, I want to show you the ego nations. Now, I was told again a long time ago that the ego nations would collapse. Here we go. and that the serpent nations would come back online, because again, in the beginning, a lot of cultures were actually more serpentine, and they had the serpent or the dragon as their symbol. I don't know if you all can see this because this ad is in the way, and I'm not sure how to get rid of ads, but if you can see that, these are the flags with eagles, or the flags with the eagle as the national symbol. Uh, Moldova, Mexico, Egypt, Kazakhstan, all of the American territories, Montenegro, Zambia, and Albania. Now, I'm not sure what that story is in terms of how these nations were usurped by the Western peoples and why they actually, used the eagle as their national symbol. But I was told as a young woman that that's what happened, and that their time would come to an end. And when their time did collapse, then you will see the dragon families come back online. So let me show you and it's only a few countries that I could find that actually had the dragon or as an energy or as the national symbol. So you all tell me what you think. Please continue to chat. We saw the eagle. Okay, I think it's only like 3 nations. And watch how they make the dragon seem evil. They'll say, "Oh, it's a ferocious animal." Would you like to be a witness? No, it's a ferocious animal. It's a serpentine. I told you it has the same energy as the serpent. I don't know why they try to make the serpent and the snake seem so evil. Maybe because the Adam and Eve story. This again, a serpent is just wise, conniving, intuitive, slowful, cunning, crafty. That doesn't mean you're evil. So a dragon is a legendary creature with serpentine characteristics. There you go with the serpent. It is regarded as a ferocious creature that blows fire from its mouth. The mythical creature has been featured in legends for several cultures across the globe. Listen to that. Has been featured in legends of several cultures across the globe. Across the globe, more people had the dragon and the serpent to represent them, and it was their national symbol because they believed in that type of energy. There are several countries and cities whose flags feature the dragon. Okay, so here they only mention Bhutan, Wales, and Malta. And that's all I see. I'll continue to do a deep dive, but I just thought that was important for us to not always buy into what we hear and what we've been told. It is time for love to come back into our planet. It's time for peace, wisdom, intuition, all that type of energy to come back. So what I would encourage us to do, to look into what dragon energy really is about. Look into what serpent energy really is about. Because, sometimes I'll wear a symbol of a snake or a serpent, and it may upset my Christian friends because they don't understand and understand that it used to be a time where the serpent was actually used to and the symbols to protect sacred knowledge and sacred information. And the oracles, the seers, the women who actually had wisdom and foreknowledge, the wise women would actually channel that energy or wear that jewelry with those symbols. It doesn't mean that that person is an evil person. And so what I always tell people to do, use your discernment. Just because a person wears a certain symbol or jewelry doesn't mean they're evil. The scripture says you will know the fruit by you will know a tree by the fruit that it bears. So if you see a person that's loving, that's kind, that's trying to bring people together, then judge them by their character. Okay, that's just an aside, but thank you so much. So dragon energy is a symbol of great divine will and self-empowerment. Thank you, Sister Roxanne. I love it. I love it. Jeremy said both of his daughters are dragons. So everything that we've been taught is not evil, my friends and family members. So getting back to that's my alarm. Let me know it's almost time for me to go. Getting back to the Super Bowl and sports, pay attention. March, the first part of March, you're going to have the races in Louisville, Kentucky. You already know I raised my children from Louisville, Kentucky. I lived there for 20 years. I moved from there 2 years ago. You're going to see the Kentucky Derby. Even the Kentucky Derby either predicts or confirms. So pay attention to the teams, the horses, what the horses' names are, and who they're going to allow to win, because these things are rigged. They're telling a story. So I don't know if you all remember when number 45 was the president. There was this big horse race that happened in Louisville at the Kentucky Derby. And I'm going to end with this, and we'll come back later on. But we had a race in Louisville, Kentucky. It was a whole big deal. People were predicting who's going to win. National Security was supposed to win, but they pay attention to the names. National Security was supposed to win, but they allowed Country Day to win. You all remember that? It was rigged because national security actually won. And with Donald Trump, he had been speaking about national security that whole year. What year was that? Was that 2019 or 2020? 1919, May 5th, 2019, excuse me, I don't mean 19, May 5th, 2019. National security is what President Trump had been talking about. He was talking about how we have to protect our borders, protect our people inside the country. We have to have security, tight security, to make sure everybody's safe, because you have people rushing the borders that were not actually seeking refuge here, were not seeking opportunities, but in fact, they were seeking to bring their gang activity, their trafficking of women and children and drug activity, which was a security breach. MS-13 gang members also were coming in through Mexico from other nations. And you had some Middle Eastern gang folks that were propagating or pretending to be Mexican because they have olive complexion and dark hair, bum rushing our borders. So President Trump had been talking the whole year in 2019 about national security. So he knew national security was supposed to win, as a lot of people did. But what did he do? He warned President Trump, this was May 5th, 2019, who has warned in the past about rigged political horse races, said on that Sunday the controversial outcome of the Kentucky Derby was a result of political correctness. Pay attention. Everything is political. They're all telling a story. Now, we can usher in the reality that we desire and deserve. I'm telling you, family, our time is here. They have to admit it, and they have to go along with it, and they have to show it even in their politics and in their games. So he said, only in these days of political correctness, such as an overturn occur, Trump said, the best horse did not win the Kentucky Derby, not even close. Mr. Trump said on Twitter that the decision to award the victory to Country Horse and disqualify Maximum Security was not a good one, because Maximum Security had actually won, crossed the finish line first, and then they disqualified him and gave it to Country Horse. Racing stewards at Churchill Downs, which was right down the street from me, actually awarded the victory to Country Horse, although Maximum Security crossed the finish line first. So he was telling us a story that we are bringing maximum security to our borders, to our people, to make sure everybody's safe. But the referee said maximum security had interfered with several other horses midway through the final turn, and they never showed evidence of that. I live in a city, it was right down the street from me. I know what I'm talking about. So I'm riding with Trump on this one. It was a rough and tumble race on a wet and sloppy track. Actually, a beautiful thing to watch, the president said of the race. So there's a reason why all these people from all over the world go to Kentucky to watch the race. A lot of them already know the income when you talk about the Kentucky Derby, but many of them don't. Keep in mind that we have a whole lot of underground tunnels, a lot of nefarious activity also going on in Louisville, Kentucky, mountains. I mean, there are even well-known tunnels that come from a well-known, very rich hotel that goes from that hotel underground all the way to the racetrack at Churchill Downs. So that is a time when they shut down the city. They make a lot of money. These stars come, people from all over the world leaders come. I'm trying to figure out what they be doing there. Okay, it can't be just for that race is only like 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. But my point is, they're rigged at times, but we're in a new era where they have to tell the truth. So focus on bringing in what we desire to bring in, the energy that we desire to bring in. It is time for us all to work together and to, God owns and claims both sides. I like that. Actually, absolutely. So the devil's name, dragon, serpent, Lucifer. Yeah, that's what they called the devil. True, true. Yeah, and do you know that the serpent and the dragon are the same? It's the same entity, the same animal, just evolved, and the same energy. But the dragons are also funding your trust and funding Nasara and Jasara. So if we think they're evil, then we could turn away the money. Somebody said that the Illuminati were trying to enslave we, the people of the United States. Absolutely. So all I'm saying is that they let us know last night that it is time for the ego energy. Now, of course, the ego is a benevolent animal. I'm saying it's a foul and benevolent, but all I'm saying is those who used it as their symbol to overtake the world and usurp the family, the bloodline families, the dragon families, the serpentine energy, those entities have to crumble. Their time is over. Eugene Brown, Dr. Pruitt is telling you what's going on. This makes sense. Thank you so much. So I don't want to thank you. Yes, enjoy the show. It's all a show. I don't want to derail anybody or make anybody think that I'm speaking evil of the ego, because I'm not speaking evil of the ego. I'm not trying to praise the serpent above the ego. I'm just saying both, as you said, are from God. Both energies are wonderful and amazing. I'm just saying the countries, the West, which has decided to use the bald eagle as their national symbol, their time has come to an end. And those with the loving, peaceful, harmonious energies of and wise energies of the serpent or the dragon, it's their time to come back online, or at least to work together. But the United States Incorporated has been completely dismantled, and we see that happening be right before our eyes. Yes, we're moving to a completely new time where we're going to have wonderful technology. You're welcome. So you got to run. Okay, family, that's it. Oh, somebody says Caesar versus God. That's it, family. I am about to do a show with one of my sisters from Italy. I'm so excited. Actually, we one our close friend, our mutual friend, introduced us to one another. She follows our show, and I'm so grateful that she does. I'm just all of you. I appreciate you all so much. I love you. Who won the stupid bowl? The Chiefs. The Chiefs won against the Eagles. So yeah, so I have to go. We were introduced actually by Andy Schectman, the CEO of Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. He will be on tomorrow on Valentine's Day, so you'll want to see that show. He's going to talk about what's going on in the precious metals company. And if you want to get into precious metals, contact him at info@milesfranklin.com and let him know Dr. Kia Pruitt refers you. He'll be here tomorrow. So I have to go, family. Yeah, everything is rigged. Somebody said they love Andy. I have to go, family. She and I are doing a podcast right now. And remember to catch me on the Patriot Party News Network at 11. That's Patriot Party News on Rumble. Okay. I love you, family. I'll be there at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the podcast with my friend at 10 out of Italy. I don't know when we're going to actually air that. But I love you. Gotta run. Peace. I'll come back later on. Bye-bye.